mostly we haven't been focused on even producing food, just producing soil. Yeah. And
Why would you have soil but not food?
well, to create good food, you need good soil first. So first you've got to create the soil, and then from the good soil you can create really yummy food.
The whole idea is to reach 1 billion people through social media, make them learn and make them speak about soil.
Yeah, beautiful.
So yeah.
So I'm curious, just for my own interest, sort of, because you've been visiting so many places, and this is obviously a very little farm in a little part of the world. Is there anything in particular that you take with you from this farm or this visit?
Well, the photos that we take, the smiles, that
Yeah.
is the best thing to collect.
Yeah. This one.
Okay.
Petros?
You said it's breathable, right?
It's breathable, yeah.
Dad, look how beautiful you can breathe.
I know, it's massive. So do you see that? Each one of those is a flower. And same like these.
And this is like a seed of marigold?
Yeah, exactly. That's the seed of the marigold. So all of these, well actually girls, we'll start collecting these seeds pretty soon from here. And then Frankie, do you remember what kind of seed this is here?
No.
It's something that you use in herbal medicine making.
Uh-oh.
It's called plantain. This is actually like a medicinal plant. It's called plantain. Down here we have, this is coriander.
Yes.
These will be, again, I know, very big in India, but these will be for our coriander seed. You see the bees coming.
Hi bee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of these insects, these are mainly more over here.
Because of the flowers.
Flowers
Yeah.
attract bees, and yeah, that's how they pollinate, and it's very important for anything to grow. The pollination the bees do.
Yeah.
Something sticks to their tiny legs, and then that's how they distribute it all everywhere.
Exactly.
Pollination.
And that's why we leave things to pollinate on the farm and leave them to go to flower. This is a kind of Mizuna lettuce. This is kind of like a mustard green. Taste that one. That's a spicy.
Can I have one?
Yeah, spicy Asian green.
It's too spicy.
Too spicy for the kids. I like it.
This is again for salads.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's such fantastic.
What is this called?
Mizuna.
Wow.
It's actually called mustard.
Well, in Mizuna, it's like a Japanese mustard seed. Have you tasted these yet, Taiga? They're really good now.
Yeah, like in this morning when I harvest it, like it just
Yeah, it's amazing.
it was just very fresh and nice.
Where are you from in Japan?
Like middle part of Japan.
Tell me the name.
It's called Shizuoka Prefecture. Shizuoka.
Shizuoka?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's close to Mount Fuji, if you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mount Fuji, I know. That's very famous.
Yeah, the south part.
I was
of that.
planning my journey in Japan,
Mhm.
but because the terrain is like very hilly
Yeah,
all
yeah,
over,
yeah.
so for cycle it would be like a big
Yeah, some part, like every region has like the what do you call, like pass,
thing.
like a big pass. If you like a pass. And
Yeah,
then-
yeah.
And then very hilly.
But people
Yeah.
from Japan has a very big soft power across the globe because of technology, because of, I mean, just respecting everything. It's a big thing, particularly in the West and India. So nice to meet someone from Japan.
Yeah, and Taiga's come. He's been here how many months? Like 3 months? or so?
Yeah, 3 months right now.
Yeah, he's been here 3 months here on the farm. Yeah, living with us and helping on the farm and learning a lot. I hope.
Oh.
I think learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a student?
Hmm?
Are you a student?
Yeah, I'm always being a student.
That's a diplomatic answer.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a really unique green. It's a Japanese mustard green. So as it gets bigger, you'd want to cook it. I'm sure you cook it in Japan, right, Taiga? When it gets bigger, you cook it. But when it's young like this, it's amazing in salad.
It is.
Yeah. And again, it's the change of season. You're here now on the farm, so you can see the last of the tomatoes here. The last of, it's kind of like the flowers are starting to go to seed. Everything's getting ready for winter. And in winter time, we oh, thank you. Do you want to taste the tomato?
What's your name? I didn't meet you.
Willa.
Sorry?
Willa.
Villa?
Willow, like the tree, like willow tree.
Willow?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we named Willow after the willow tree.
Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful name.
it's a beautiful name. They're beautiful trees,
Oh,
and
this is
interestingly,
nice.
they're all over here.
Thank you.
How do you use those
that you found next to you?
like any pest control or anything
Yeah.
like to it? Nothing.
Nothing. The only thing we use is there's a kind of iron-based snail. We have a lot of snails here.
Yeah.
So there's an organic snail bait, which is made of just iron. It's just
Yeah.
the mineral iron
Yeah.
that the snails eat and then they die.
Okay.
That's the only thing really. Very occasionally we use something called dipel, which is a caterpillar control,
Yeah,
again
that's what-
organically.
because I have
with-
something like this spinach and this kind of thing,
Yeah,
and I have like holes in them,
yeah,
eaten by caterpillar, I believe.
yeah. So dipel,
Dipal.
yeah,
How-
DIPEL.
So you just use that?
Yeah, and you can get it at Bunnings or whatever, but
Dipel.
it's organically improved. Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing to me, Willa? Oh, I don't. It's not comfy.
Any fruits you're planning?
What's that?
Fruit trees or something like that?
Yeah, but we
that you-
walk by the orchard is right there, so
Okay, so
they're very young, but in a
Okay.
couple years they'll
What-
be ready.
What plants are those?
It's like apples and
Oh.
all the stone fruits and
Wow,
you know
fantastic.
a couple varieties of plums and peaches
Yeah.
and all the fruits, many fruits. So yeah, planting all those things, but it's very young. You know, the orchard won't be producing fruit for 3 years.
Yeah, at least.
Like I said, the farm is less than 2 years old,
Yeah.
and mostly we haven't been focused on even producing food, just producing soil.
Soil.
Yeah. And you-
Why would you have soil but not food?
well, to create good food, you need good soil first. So first you've got to create the soil, and then from the good soil you can create really yummy food.
Isn't this soil very intelligent? No, you put any seed and it knows what to do with it.
Yeah,
That's why you have to have good soil.
yeah. It's part of the building the soil. A lot of that soil down there is not that good. It's just like sandy, and so
Can you stop
Um,
moving your hand?
yes.
What are you doing?
Willa's
Oh,
buttoning my sleeves.
okay.
Thank you, Willa. How's your bike on the off-road? How do you feel like you're gonna share the knowledge? You know, once you get all this knowledge, how do you feel like you're gonna share
Well,
it?
social media is one of the best medium, but more than sharing the knowledge, we are trying to advocate for policies which save soil.
Yeah,
So to bring that policies in each and every nation,
yeah,
I'm doing this journey, and it is more with people who live in urban settings, people who go for like work and something like that.
yeah,
And it is important for them to realize the food that we eat comes from soil, not from woolworths or coals.
yes.
So the whole idea is to reach 1 billion people through social media, make them learn and make them speak about soil.
Yeah, beautiful.
So yeah.
So I'm curious, just from my own interest, sort of, because you've been visiting so many places, and this is obviously a very little farm in a little part of the world. Is there anything in particular that you take with you from this farm or this visit?
Well, the photos that we take, the smiles, that
Yeah.
is the best thing to collect.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a good souvenir.
that's beautiful.
You see real people, you see the crops, you see the landscape. I
Yeah,
think, yeah. I wish I could have collected soil, but carrying it is not really possible. So
yeah, totally.
But yeah.
It's interesting because when you think of policy and you think of politicians, it's often very hard to quantify things like smiles or like the taste of food, right? Because
We have to speak about economy with them, not because even more than politicians, it's people who live like everyday people.
yeah,
It is for them to understand and demand these policies
yes,
or the practices that does good agriculture.
yes,
So only if the large masses, if they demand, for them the awareness has to be there. The
Yeah.
food that they're eating, where's the source from it.
yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely. So I think it's an interesting challenge we all have to translate that both to people and to governments. Because this is what like we're trying to do on a small scale here is actually like educate people. Like we're you know healing soil and growing soil, but really the purpose of the farm is actually to like educate people about where their food comes from. And what I found is that yeah, it's very hard when people think about big scale issues like, you know, the food system and this, it's very hard to describe the intangible nature of this kind of farming, but very important. So Yeah, it's just an interesting question that I sit with all the time. So, like, I think the solution is in many small farms who work directly with their community. You know, I think a model like that could work, where it's like there were many small farms, each of which supported 50 to 100 families, and those 50 to 100 families really knew the farm and knew where their food came from, and the food didn't have to travel a long way. So imagine even if you were in a city, and rather than you know, having an allegiance to a certain shop, you had an allegiance to a certain farm that might be in the countryside, and that farmer each day could come once a day.
A part of it, not on a very big scale, in India it is already active, and
What do you
that's
do?
it's called family farmer.
Family farmer, yeah.
So people, they get produce from their nearby farms, and they are like, as they have family doctors or family lawyers,
Yes,
they have family
family
farmers.
I love that. I like that name, family farmer.
Yeah.
And how does that system work economically in India?
It's like, as I said, it's not on a big scale, it's not a mainstream thing. It's
Yeah.
only, you know, just a few handful of people.
Yeah.
They know the farmers directly.
Yeah.
And it normally happens in not so urban setting.
Right. Do you think that that is scalable? Like, do you think that that's a solution?
Well, it's a big challenge because, as you say, like, people can misuse
Yes.
many things. Like, it also happens with policies and incentives that
Yeah.
they receive. They misuse it.
Yeah.
So I think it is very vulnerable for this sort of setting, but possible, definitely possible.
Yeah. I think it's the only, personally, I think it's the only way forward, you know? I just think that
Well, but if that has to happen, it has to be like everyday person. They have to, like, you know, personally reach out to the farmers
yeah.
and understand how they produce the food and make it like a recurring supply of food.
Exactly.
Even in Australia, I found a person, it is, I don't know the name. So what they do is, the food that is being rejected by supermarkets
Mhm.
because it is not of a perfect size,
Yeah.
so they get that food and they pack it in a big box
Yes.
and they send it to people
Yeah.
on a weekly or whatever
Yeah.
basis you want.
That's great. Yeah, the imperfect food.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is so called imperfect
Yeah.
because just of the size or color.
Yeah.
But it's just good. The taste is good. Everything is great.
Yeah.
But
often the taste is better, actually, of
Yes.
those weird looking ones. Like, yeah, the unique ones are more
That's right.
yummy, I find.
It's true.
Yeah. I've gotten very dressed up during this interview.
okay.
I have a lovely, what would you call this, Willow?
Willie.
Well,
I have like a,
this is something that people in India, they usually, when they work in farm, they tie it up and it's called gamcha or a towel.
yeah, don't try. No, maybe not as twisty like that, right?
Yeah,
A little
not
bit
like
more-
that. It's too aesthetic, but
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, hopefully, yeah, we'll be in touch, and I'll look forward to seeing.
speak
your
about
journey.
soil through your social media. Educate the local people that you're doing. Try to increase the scale. And social media can be a good medium to reach millions of people.
Yeah, for sure.
I had like many farm visits where people are doing it at a very big scale.
Yeah.
Like even hundred thousands of people,
Mm.
their farm, they have their social media on, and they derive good revenue from it, good impact in terms of people's life and the food that they eat.
Yeah,
So yeah, it is scalable in that way.
for sure. Yeah, keep doing it, and we'll keep using social media, and anything you want to share, you can always, like, you know, tag us, and we can
Certainly.
reshare it or any of this kind of thing. So awesome.
Sure.
Well, thank
Nice
you
to
for the
meet you,
visit.
Josh.
Nice to meet you.
One more?
Yeah.